Hi, I'm Mike from 1A Auto. We've been selling auto parts for over 30 years.
We're going to move this trim panel right here, use a trim tool. We sell these at 1aauto.com. Just get in behind here. Pry this out, use some clips. This one happened to stay in there. There's the other one. I'm going to take this clip out before it gets lost. Just use some needle nose pliers. And we can reinstall it on here. Just push it on. So I'm just going to push it on this bench, push it down, just like that. Next is a cover right here. I'm going to take a flat blade screwdriver and just pop this cover off. There's two Phillips head screws right there. We'll take those out with a Phillips head screwdriver. Pull the handle out of your way a little bit. And get this screw out as well. Over here, there's a little cover. Under here, just get your screwdriver under the cover, peel it up. It's just rubber. And another Phillips head screw. Take this one out. Over here, there's a little cover. Take your flat blade screwdriver and pry underneath it. Pull it out of your way. And if you look up in there, there's a Phillips head screw. I'll take this one out. And under here is one more cover. Pop this one off. There's a Phillips head screw right here. Take this one out. We're going to use a trim tool and go underneath here. And just pop off the door panel. And go all the way around. Pop in the door pins. Like that. Once this is all loose, you can lift up on the door panel, pull it back. I'm going to pop this inner door handle assembly in. I'll just take my trim tool, grab under here. There's some clips that hold it in. Just pop these up like this, just like that. That can stay like that for now. I just spun the door panel so that we can see this electrical connector. There is a little tab on here, right there. So we push down on that and release the connector. Then we can put our door panel aside. We'll pull this vapor barrier down. We don't have to pull it all the way out, just move it to the side a little bit. We'll disconnect this electrical connector here. There's a little tab right there. Pull that out. Use the trim tool here. Just pry that out. I am going to pull this little retainer out so I can move this a little bit more. I'm going to pull this little cover off. Just take a little pick or a screwdriver. Get this little cover out. In the back, there is a rod that we're going to have to disconnect. There's a clip at the top right here. I'm going to slide that clip towards the inside of the door. And then try to pull it out towards the vehicle. Ours is stuck, so we're going to pull ours out after. There's two 10mm bolts through these holes. We'll use a 10mm socket and an extension. take those out. And the same for this side. When we get that 10mm bolt out, we're going to pull this bracket off. Pull it back this way and slide it off like that. Slides that way. And you can come to the outside. I'm just going to maneuver this out like this. The lock cylinder will stay in there like that. Take a screwdriver and slide this just like that. And the rod comes out like that. And pull the handle out just like that. We're going to take a Phillips head screwdriver. We want to take this screw out right here. You're going to push on the door really hard and loosen it up. Pull that off there. Then right here, there's 3 screws. We're going to use a Phillips head screwdriver and take these out. You want to push real hard. Sometimes those are really difficult to get out. Take this 10mm bolt out. Use a 10mm socket and a ratchet. Remove the bolt that holds the window channel on. So we're just going to grab the window channel and pull that up. We can actually just leave it there out of our way. And we can grab the latch assembly. We're going to pull this rod out here first, and then the lock cylinder cable, we're going to just push it to the back. As we're pulling this out a little bit, the cable has to go further to the back a little bit, so I get more slack, so I can pull it out like this. And then there's this white clip right here. You're going to push up on that, and then we can grab this cable and just pull it out. And there's your door latch. To get the lock cylinder out, you can go back here and we'll fish the wire through here. And that's how you get the lock cylinder assembly out. To reinstall this, I'm going to slide this back here. We can pull this part of the cable out so that we can reattach it to the latch. So we want to install this cable that goes to the lock cylinder into the door latch assembly. There's this little thing that kind of looks like a screwdriver, a straight screwdriver coming out. I have the lock cylinder facing me because, as you can see, if I spin the lock cylinder, that spins that screwdriver looking end. So the lock cylinder is facing me, and then I'm going to install it to the latch. This is going to go in upside down, just like this. I'm going to slide this on, just like that, and we'll put the lock on, and that's going to go in like that. And we'll start putting the latch assembly back in. Send that rod back in there. So with the cylinder, I'm going to line the cylinder up on the outside like that. Just hold that there for a little bit. With one hand holding that cylinder on the outside, then I can line the latch up here on the inside, just like that. And the cylinder fell, that's okay. And I can get these screws started on the outside here, and then get this screw started right here. And I'll take my screwdriver and tighten these screws up on the outside. And we're gonna snug these up real tight. And then once those are snug, then we can tighten this one down. Put that lock cylinder back where it's supposed to go. Put that handle right there. Now we'll take this window channel, put this back in position. Once that's in the proper position, we'll install the 10mm bolt. And we'll snug it down. All right, so I'll slide this in here, just like that. And this side, you're gonna make sure this lock is in the up position. You can pull this out a little bit, just like that. So then the lock can lock on this rod. I'll just use a little 90-degree pick to lock this on to the rod, just like that. And to get this in here, I'm gonna pull the handle open and slide it in like this. Make sure that gasket lines up. Push that in there. Now I can put this bracket on. I'm just gonna slide this over the rear part of the handle. And it's gonna slide on just like that. It's a little bit tricky. We'll take our 10mm bolt. We'll get that started right there. It's kind of hard to see, but on this other side, we're gonna line up the lock cylinder with the door handle. So when I line this cylinder up, I'm gonna insert the key, and that'll help me hold it. And I can take that 10mm bolt, get it lined up in the bracket. All right, so I got those bolts in, so now I'm gonna snug them up. I can hold the handle from the outside to make sure that it lines up properly. And that's good. Okay, and we're gonna slide this vapor barrier back up. It's gonna go like this. Whoops. This little plug is going to go right there. Just like that. There's a little plug that goes right here. This wire connector is going to go there. And that's going to go there. Sometimes you'll have one of these clips stay in the door and we need to put it back in the door panel. We have this clip remover tool. You can get these at 1aauto.com. You do is slide it on all the way, and then you just pop it out. All right, we'll reinstall this clip. Just slide it in here. Just push it on like that. All right, before we put the door panel back on, we want to test the door latch, make sure it operates properly. With this in the unlock position, we'll check the inside handle, and that works properly. Then we'll check the outside handle, and that works properly. I'll do it one more time and confirm with it locked. Does not work with that. Does not work on the outside. And we'll also test to make sure the key works properly. And that's working properly. Perfect. And we'll reattach our master window switch electrical connector. Just plug it in the back here till it locks in place. And we'll take the inner door handle. We're going to line it up with the inside of the panel. Just like this. And once that's on, slide the top part of the door panel in first into the window channel. Just like that. We'll make sure our door panel is lined up with our pins. It's lined up, then we can start pushing it on. We'll install these 2 screws here. Install the screw right here. Tighten that down. You can push this cover on. Install the screw right here. Now we'll pop this cover on. And install the screw right here. And we can pop this cover on this way. Just like that. And then this little one goes right here, gets locked in right there. And then line these retainers up, lock it in.
Thanks for watching. Visit us at oneauto.com for quality auto parts, fast and free shipping, and the best customer service in the industry.